Okay. Let's pop over to the first mate entry of Unearthed Arcana and see what it is generalizing a first mate as per a member of the crew. Daniel, we unboxed 5 boxes earlier. Diadems was kind enough to sponsor 5 boxes and got some really cool giants and other figures out of it. All right, here's our first mate. This specialist keeps the crew's morale up by providing close supervision, encouragement, and discipline. A first mate benefits from a high charisma score, as well as proficiency with the intimidation and persuasion skills. So let's make a couple notes, right? In our self-imposed challenge, we want to make sure that the recommended ability is at least the second highest, if not the first. And hey, for a bosun, it recommended strength, and you know what we rolled? A Mountain Dwarf Barbarian. Bada boom, forget about it. So I'm going to mark that by being a first mate, charisma is important. And we are also going to give this character, whoever she or he is, proficiency with intimidation and persuasion. So now, with that in mind, let's go through our character creation process once more. Reset this. Let's roll percentile to find out. Do we have a boy or a girl? 80. We have another male character. Now we're going to roll a d10 for the race. Re-rolling any 10s because there's 9 PHB races. 7. A half-elf. Okay. Now, for the races that are, I guess you could say like half races. Half elves, half orcs. And as we count them on this sheet, even Dragonborn and Tieflings. It doesn't get into the specifics of, well, are you half drow? Are you half wood elf? Are you one thing or the other? For any mechanical benefits. But for consideration of the character, for their appearance or demeanor, I like rolling again, kind of as a sub-race, in a way, to find out, do we favor one half or the other? Whether that's in terms of our looks, like our physical appearance and genetics, or our proclivity to that culture and language, and how we carry ourselves or hold others in a particular regard. So let's roll odds or evens. Evens. It is a half-elf that favors his elven side. So, you know, it's like a tiebreaker. It's something, again, if we're hung up on, well, which skill would he take? And we're really stuck between two. Well, what would his presumed elf have? You know, where would that tie be broken? Hey, Technotron. Oh. Technotron, my friend. If you are willing, what I'd like to do is, if you would allow me, I'd like to send you a sealed box of the Ravnica minis. And if you're willing, on one of your streams, would you pop it open? You can obviously keep the minis, but would you be willing to kind of do a campaign in a box and go over, all right, so this is what we opened up, and so now let's make a quick, like a Ravnica one-shot, or like a fun little mod, or if you even want to do the foundations for a campaign, that'd be fine too. But if that's a project that you would like to do on your stream, Technotron, I'd like to send one of those out to you. Then, through Discord, or through a whisper in some secure private fashion, let me know a name and an address to which I can send the box. And then work it into your schedule. And then, you know, have an unboxing. You know, you could talk about the monsters or NPCs or whatever. And then I'd love to watch you just go through a planning session based only on the prompts that are provided. I mean, not that if you don't open an Orzhov figure, you can't have the Orzhovs involved in the plot. Alright, so we have our male half-elf, who favors his elven side. Again, perhaps in his looks, in his cultural outreach. Go on from there. And if we wanted, I mean, we could roll odds or evens again. Does he have more wood elf appearance? Does he have a drow? We can make it a D3 if you want. Yeah. He does make miniatures and campaigns out of Legos, and it's great. Now, as for who that character is, offhand, I imagine he's an NPC in that module. But I haven't read through that one yet, so unfortunately, I can't tell you for sure. Text with a Lego artist who does whole massive things out of Legos. He can sculpt the tiny little Lego peeps into unique characters. Yeah, for sure. Like Technotron, when you get the box in and schedule it, let us know. I mean, obviously on your Discord and channel, but let us know over on ours too, because I'd like to watch you make a campaign in a box or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Percentile, let's figure out the first mate's alignment. 55-21. He is lawful neutral. Riker, he is not. Probably more of a Chakotay. Just from this alone, right? At which level will we make him? We rolled a 78. We're going to generate him at level 16. All right. Oh, great, Technotron. Thank you. Excuse me, ma'am. You're being quite presumptive. I am holding something in my hand, though. Can you say hi to people? Huh? Can you say hi to people? Are you just gonna sit on my shoulder? What are we doing? Hey. She's going for the strike. Nice spoiler. Hey, Daly, welcome. Okay. 4, 8, 12, 16. We get 4 stat bumps. How many of those are feats? Let's find out. We rolled 3. It's all him, baby. All stat bumps. No feats. Now let's roll a 13-sided die and figure out which background he's from. We made the bosun. Oh, whew. You don't want to mess with her. We made the bosun, and we just started working on the first mate. Now we rolled a 3, and so a criminal or a spy. So yeah, he is Chakotay, isn't he? All right, so we're gonna put that here. Now he does have a racket that he used to run. We're gonna roll a D8, number 4. I don't know what that means, but we're just generating random numbers right now. These are placeholders. We'll read the bones after we cast them here later. 2d8 for personality traits, 4 and 2. Then 3d6, 6, 6, 5. Daily Diadem's got some good pulls earlier. You'd be proud of him, especially because you're running Storm Kings, or you ran and you're going to continue it. Been a week left on Tuesday. You've been out of town all week for work. You know, the normal 12-hour days when you're not home. Oh, yeah, so Daly's only working half days, everyone. 12 hours a day. Banker hours they're not, huh? No offense to any bankers out there. Now it's time to determine which class is our first mate. Now remember, the Unearthed Arcana says charisma is important for that role. So no matter what we get, even if we get another barbarian, charisma will at least be the second highest score that we give. As kind of a self-imposed, not a restriction, but as a roleplay challenge. Try not to think of things as negative if you encounter something along these lines. Oh, you just left. Okay, cool. Hopefully you mean you just left departing in good faith with friends that you were playing D&D, and not you just left in a rage and you're never going to see them again. Sorcerer! Alright, so charisma's going to be the highest, huh? Let's roll the d12 again and find out which of the 2 sorcerer types he will be. We rolled odds. Draconic Bloodline. Oh, okay. Ma'am. She has all 4 paws on my shoulder. Ma'am? Excuse me. I do has the foods. Ooh, there's even a little pork fat on here. Now, have you been good? Hmm? Have you been good? Alright, let's determine his height and weight and his age. Oh boy. Half-elf start at 4'9". We're gonna add 2 to 8 inches to his height. 7. So 4'15" or 4'16". We're gonna take that same 7 And we're going to multiply it by 2d4 by 6. And then we're going to add that to 110-pound base weight here. $152. Now, we're going to roll a percentile and find out where in his life cycle he is. We rolled an 8. Almost a child prodigy. Wouldn't have that had been something. But we have a young adult. Young adult. Column 2. For half-elves, that's between 21 and 55. So I'm going to roll a 35-sided die. And we rolled a 27. So he is 47 years old and a nice, spry young adult. Oh, heck yeah, Technotron. Yeah, if you want to share a link or something in chat, or if you want to put it over in our Discord, I'll be sure to bring it up on screen, too. All right, we're now back to Chapter 4, Backgrounds in the Player's Handbook. Let's go to Criminal. You're an experienced criminal with a history of breaking the law. You've spent a lot of time among other criminals and still have contacts within the criminal underworld. You're far closer than most people to the world of murder, theft, and violence that pervades the underbelly of civilization, and you have survived up to this point by flouting the rules and regulations of society. Skill proficiencies, Deception and Stealth. One type of gaming set and Thieves' Tools. And he'll get some equipment here. A crowbar, and we can name his crowbar. It's kind of a fun thing that I like doing. You can put in a lot of work. You got to get to know your crowbar. Dark hooded common clothes. And a belt pouch with 15 gold. Our criminal, or we can go spy, but let's just say criminal for right now. Our specialty is number 4. Ooh, as a fence. Well, someone who sails port to port, maybe needs to do a little morale boost, might need to offload some goods. Rhodium is saying jacked the crowbar. And what would be the reason behind that, Rhodey? All right, so you want his crowbar to be named Jacked with a T at the end? Feature criminal contact. You have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as your liaison to a network of other criminals. You know how to get messages to and from your contact, even over great distances. Specifically, you know the local messengers, corrupt caravan masters, and seedy sailors who can deliver messages for you. All right, his personality. 4 and 2. Okay, yeah, so we have named his crowbar Jacked. And who knows, it could come in handy. Especially on a ship. Alright, ma'am, there's one piece of pork chop left. I'll split it with you. But you have to stand up for it. There we go. Oh, what a nice little meerkat. Personality trait number 4. I would rather make a new friend than a new enemy. And personality trait number 2. I am always calm, no matter what the situation. I never raise my voice or let my... So he's definitely not a Riker. Emotions control me. He is definitely more of a Chakotay. Ideals, number 6. Redemption. There's a spark of good in everyone. Our bond is also number 6. Someone I love died because of a mistake I made. That will never happen again. This guy's really... he's a solid first mate. Captain did well finding this guy. And his flaw... I say that and then we come to like some, horrendous flaw here. Number 5. I turn tail and run when things look bad. It's a strategic withdrawal, and I have the charisma score to back up that assertion. Put it in the project workshop. A gibblefish. Player has 3 turns to catch, charm, or even kill the gibblefish. For a pool of money, you put in your gold, and if you don't get the fish, the money stays in the pool and the fish gets fat. Maybe the crew has one of these aboard the ship, and that's one of their favorite ways to gamble. An 8th level spellcaster. Nice. I like that. I like that concept, sir. You come up with some really fascinating stuff. Yeah, so maybe they keep a gibblefish aboard the ship. And, and it's one of the ways they gamble. They might shoot dice. They might have arm wrestling contests. Or someone who's really cocky will say, bring out the gibblefish. Now we need to consider, is he a criminal or is he a spy? Although your capabilities are not much different from those of a burglar or smuggler, you learned and practiced them in a very different context. As an espionage agent, you might have been an officially sanctioned agent of the Crown, or perhaps you sold the secrets you uncovered to the highest bidder. It would be a hard one, Technotron. But that's part of the fun. Someone someday will get the gibblefish. Pardon. Given how charismatic he is, I almost want to say that, so instead of just a criminal fence, he was more of a spy, so he might have been fencing knowledge, or social contacts, or the like. And here's our character's character. Who he is, how he thinks. Now, let's go to races. Oh, he's a half-elf. He's going to have high charisma. Oh my gosh. OMG. Half-elves get 2 in charisma and 1 in 2 other abilities. I don't know. I guess going for dexterity and maybe... Let's see. So you're definitely the face of the ship. We have the face down. Let's look at his personality. Make a new friend. I'm always calm. Seeks redemption. Someone I love died because of a mistake I made. Thinking maybe then intelligence. Right, the more knowledge you have, the more knowledge I have, that tends to drive away fear. Hey, Nerdalopedia, welcome! Bunny Love, Gareth, Raid, and welcome. Hello. I'm finishing up some leftovers. I have a parrot, aka my cat, who's been on my shoulder getting some little scraps of them. And we are finishing up making the officers of our crew. Based on the Unearthed Arcana for this, the ships and sea. Verbane, welcome. I see that you've paid your dues in Ad Purgatory. You've put in your time and you've been released. Taryn, welcome. And there's Nerdalopedia, the head honcho. I hope you all had a really good stream. What were you up to? Were you was this a campaign night for you? Shoot, I don't wear the shirt I ordered from you all on the days at your raid. You ready? You want to be a dishwasher? Here you go. Oh, wow. Epic conclusion, fireworks. You know, a big set piece fight. A tough moral conundrum that had everyone scratching their heads. You may have released an apocalyptic ice monster in a desert. And Gareth is turning into a Yuan-Ti. Well then. Cheers. Let's see, we're a medium-sized creature. We have a 30 base speed, 15 climb, 15 swim, 0 fly. We do have dark vision up to 60 feet. We do have Fey ancestry, giving us advantage versus charmed. And we can't be magically put to sleep. We gain proficiency in 2 skills of our choice. Well then. I'd rather make a new friend. I'm always calm. Redemption, spark of good in everyone. Someone I love died because of a mistake I made. That'll never happen again. 2 skills that will support who he is. His background. The things that he does. He was a spy, a fence for information and the like. Probably contacts. So I don't know if sleight of hand is necessarily his thing. Insight may very well be. And I'd rather make new friends. I'm always calm no matter what the situation. So that could be investigation, because he can look around and try and bring order to his thoughts. Next arc is soon. Soon, trademark. Dude, you're awesome, and yeah, it went great. My monk is overloaded with cheese and couldn't be happier, even with impending doom. What kind of cheese? And are you using this in some interesting, like, a way no one expected? And it you know, it's going to cinch everything together? Not just in your intestinal tract? Yes, a half-elf verbatim. Not necessarily hands. I mean, if you have something else to manipulate, but it's gestures. It's subtle gesticulations. And languages, common, elven, and other. So yes, so for all of you at Nerdalopedia, we, off of the Unearthed Arcana of the Ships and Sea, we reviewed the document on Wednesday, and we made our first character the Cook. And we do our completely random character generation. That still involves, you know, giving the character thought and purpose to existing. So far we've made our Cook, Cindy Cidergeist. Then we have our Surgeon, Sidaria Lakath. Firetongue Severian, who's our Quartermaster. We just finished, a little while ago, we finished Toph Maw Crusher, who's our Bosun, and she does just that. And now we're working on our first mate, which is going to be the last of the PCs, because we normally make a 5-character party every week. The Captain, as I suggest, I think we can make as an NPC, and the Captain would be good to have under, you know, sort of be a DM PC, or just a regular NPC, just with some extra stats. And then when we send the folks out on an adventure, then the Captain can stay behind or sometimes go along. There's going to be a method to that madness, because we're ending week 1 of a 2-week part in order to make and set up a ship-based campaign. And it's actually going to necessitate making more characters, even though we're only going to consider to have 5 players. How does that work? Well, stick around. Verbane, I'm here for the Cook. I don't think you're allowed to commit gesticulations on Twitch, says Pneumonica. Well, Cindy Cidergeist, she would be for you. A female stout halfling, Circle of the Moon druid, who has a sailor background. And she, you know, the things she can do, you know, you make her angry, she's going to cast Shillelagh into her pan and bonk you really, you know, just bong. Or on the knuckles, too. Cindy is an absolute sweetheart, by the way. You want her as a cook. And especially, look, she's a stout halfling. If there's that phrase, never trust a skinny cook, it's okay. She's got some girth. She's a big girl, despite her being a halfling. So she's got you. She'll make you what you want. Which is happy, right? You want to be happy, and she'll make you happy. Underwater and sea-based campaigns are my fave. My mermaid would love watching her do things. I should get you the food mage subclass you developed. Oh, that'd be fun to look over, yeah. If you want to drop that in the project workshop or something. Alright, so now we have the information for a half-elf. Let's pop down to Sorcerer and wrap up the character, huh? Level 16, so we're going to be focused on just this info right here. Our proficiency bonus is 5. And we are going to know 6 cantrips. Woohoo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Our spell slots are going to be 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. We are a D6 hit die class, and as we're level 16, it so happens we have 16 D6 hit die, with which we can use to heal ourselves during rests. No armor proficiencies. Weapons, it's rather limited for sorcerers. Daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows. Skills, choose 2 from Arcana, Deception, Insight, Intimidation, Persuasion, and Religion. Well, we already have a lot of the Charisma ones. I think, going off of his personality... Make new friends, I'm always calm. There's a spark of good in everyone for redemption. There's a lot of redemption stories in religion. Someone I love died because of a mistake I made. Well, you're not wild magic, but sorcery... You know, sorcery, it's like a mutant, you know, in the X-Men comics. Never make that, or that'll never happen again. So what if we gave him religion and Arcana, so he can try and understand magic and how it works? Maybe to help control him. In fact, what if, right? He always remains calm no matter what the situation. What if that's linked to someone who died? Maybe he lost control, and it's a regret he carries. Maybe that's why he has this flaw. I turn tail and run. Because he knows if he gets too stressed in a fight, he might make mistakes. And mistakes cost lives. And he's the first mate of this ship, consarn it. Pardon my 18th century minor lingo. Dag nabbit. Oh, I did it again. But isn't it interesting how we can have all of this connect? And how our skills tell a story. And our background obviously tells a story. And we can weave it into our class and in even our race. We may be a half-elf, but what if... I mean, we're not a dragonborn, so we're a dragon half. Ha, if you've seen that anime. You know, but what if somewhere in the line, whether on the human or the elven side... We'll just say a dragon used polymorph and... We'll continue. This is why creating a character and playing a character that you have this kind of familiarity with is awesome. You can really get into the story of your character and see how it weaves in with everyone else's. Alright, some equipment. We're going to get a light crossbow. That works for him. And therefore a quiver with 20 bolts. A component pouch or an arcane focus. Let's see. Make new friends, always calm, redemption, spark of good in everyone. Probably something like a focus for him. He seems to be a focused personality, not like a collector, you know, or if we went sailor, maybe he'd go to every port and collect and go shopping, and we go component pouch. Dungeoneer's pack or an explorer's pack? Dungeoneer's pack. He has to be willing to go into the out-of-the-way places. He's the first mate. And 2 daggers. Oh, nice and easy. Dagger X2. Alright, spellcasting, that's one of the last things we do. Not that sorcerers aren't good at it, they are. But that requires stats, and right now, we don't care about stats. This character exists regardless of stats. You, at this point, should be able to conceptualize this character, see the character in your mind, even hear his voice and what he says and how he says it. What are the decisions he makes when he sees a storm on the horizon? What if he hears rumor that there might be talk of mutiny against the captain? We have a character, make no mistake. But spellcasting is that. We'll get to it. It'll be the cap. If you want to say we save the best for last, there you go. What else we get? Our Sorcerer's Origin. Oh, our Font of Magic, which is going to be giving us some sorcery points. Which, by the way, at level 16, I'm going to put that down here. Sorc points. This little square is excellent for key points, Sorc points, lay on hands, etc. Alright, so we have Font of Magic for sorcery points and flexible casting. We are going to also be getting some meta magic. You gain the ability to twist your spells to suit your needs. So we're going to have 3. 2 at 3rd, and then 1 at 10th. And we're almost 17th level. Almost. And we're not at Sorcerer's Restoration. Now for our meta magic. Let me dig up the food mage. Verbane says, I'll get it to you sometime when he finds it. He's bad at remembering things. Thank you, Verbane. Rhodium says, duck soup. Oh my, pardon my French, younglings. Alright, so here's a man. He was a spy, right? And he has this focus of redemption. So something that would help him as a spy. Probably subtle spell. And what else would be an extension of his personality? Make new friends, always calm, redemption. Someone died because of a mistake I made. Oh, that is going to be careful spell. You can protect some creatures. So, you want to throw a fireball? Yeah, make a little carve out for one of your friends so you don't accidentally nuke them. Kind of nurse that regret. Pardon me. And then, let's see. He's the first mate on a ship. Ships might have ship-to-ship combat. I think distance spell would come in handy. So, right, look at this. We've just told a story about this character using 3 meta magic feats. And you know what? That story's going to continue because his spell list is going to tell a story. And make no mistake. In fact, I would challenge this, you know, for Verbane, Nerdilopedia, any of you out there, daily, you know, with your crew running Storm King's Thunder, can you pick up a character's spell list, even if it's a cleric, and they just sort of take, you know, what's their spell suite for the day? You should be able to pick up a character's sheet, or the spell list of a character's sheet, and it'll tell you a story. It'll act as a diary, almost literally for a wizard. But look at bards and sorcerers. They pick up spells along the way because they're reacting to the world around them, or they're expecting things and their bodies are changing. The spell list is an extension of your character, and it's telling a tale. Nerdilopedia? Absolutely. Yep. And so that's a fun exercise to do sometime. Is to see, you know, try that. Ask a friend, hey, can I see your spell list? And see what you can glean off of that, and be like, oh, looks like you're doing a lot of adventuring in the Arctic, huh? Lots of fire, right? Yeah. One of the NPC clerics took no harmful spells because they were pacifist. I love it, and it exemplifies that personality. Oh, Nerdilopedia. I mean, just I pulled a random whatever. It's no problem. Don't worry about it. Alright, now, we do have Draconic Bloodline for our archetype. Let's roll a d10 and figure out what our patron dragon is going to be. 2. Blue. Alright, so... Dragon Ancestor. Blue. You can speak, read, and write Draconic. So we'll put that up here. And we can also make charisma checks with dragons. And hey, good charismatic first officer. That's good to know. Especially if we run into a dragon turtle. Ooh. We also get Draconic Resilience. So we're going to get some extra hit points. So we're going to put just a plus, well, first level it's going to be 6 because you get your maximum. And then for our remaining 15 levels, it'll be half plus 1, so that'll be 4. And then if we have a toughness bonus, it'll be all 16 levels times our toughness. Our last character was toughness. 233 hit points. Mamma mia. Plus con bonus. Then 16 because of the extra hit point we get for being a Draconic Bloodline. And our AC is going to be 13 plus dex if we're wearing no armor. And it's good that we don't have armor proficiency because that might come in handy. We're starting to get a little itchy as we find we're growing scales where none had grown before. Elemental Affinity. You can cast a spell that deals damage of the type associated with your Draconic ancestry. Add your charisma modifier to that damage. At the same time, you can spend 1 sorcery point to gain resistance to that damage type for 1 hour. So that's going to be lightning. Ooh, we're high enough level that we have dragon wings. Gain the ability to sprout a pair of dragon wings from your back, gaining a flying speed equal to your current speed. You can create these wings as a bonus action on your turn. They last until you dismiss them, or as a bonus action on your turn. You can't manifest your wings while wearing armor unless the armor is made to accommodate them. So, you know what? We actually do have a fly speed of 30. And we're not high enough yet to take Draconic Presence. But that is neat. Things to facilitate communication and understanding since she's a collector of legends. Hey Cap, yes, I have 3 boxes. I have 3 boxes of Storm Kings left. I have these 2, and then I have 1 more off to the side over here. And then we'll have to wait until I can get a restock this coming week. Oh, spit. Cap wants a Storm King's Thunder. Hey, Kalania, I like those emotes. I'm drunk, emotional, and needing bits. Oh my. Well, Cap, I hope the emotions aren't bad, and you know what? We'll see what you pop open here. Hopefully it'll be empowering and make you feel good. Okay? Here, let's go over to Storm King's Thunder real quick. Oh, they're glorious emotions. Awesome. Did you have a good run in your game then, or what has you? Oh, by the way, the sound of a fresh box being opened. Playing X4, thought you'd swing by. Well, thank you, Kalania. Thank you for swinging by and saying hi. Whoop. It jumped. You all saw it. He's crying because he's so awesome, and because of alcohol, says Danny Stew. All right. Well, sir, we are going to begin with an Intellect Devourer. These are nasty little buggers, by the way. If you don't like your PCs, you run these as a DM. 300 because I'm amazing.
300 cause you are amazing.
Oh, thank you. And you said that in a wonderful Australian accent, too. Thank you, Cap. Are you sure you don't want to put those towards another box or towards a single out of the shop or something? Next up, we have... Aha. Unless did I pass it? No. Are we going 2 uncommons? At least. Okay. Next up is a Gith Zerai monk. With a, it must be an elemental monk, because there's flames around its hand. Yeah, Cap, if you want to put that towards something, you know you can. Next up is... Oh, it is a rare. It's a Yuan-Ti Malazan. So if you like running Yuan-Ti, doesn't hurt to have snake people infiltrating your society. Or lastly, Cap. Lastly, well, you opened up a fire giant in your first box, right? Well, you know what? Why don't we give him a mate? Here's another fire giant with a warhammer. This is a biggin, by the way. Which one would you like, Cap? The fire giant? Alright, so now we have like a husband and wife fire giant. For all of you who play with Cap, he's gonna be like Dark Helmet in Spaceballs. You're just gonna, like, you're gonna walk in, and he's gonna be at his dining table one day with his fire giants. Like, oh, I love you so much. Oh, well, I know you would. And then you come in, he's like, oh, what are you doing? I thought I told you never to come in here when I'm playing with my figures. Cap, I will make sure it's included. And if you want to put those 300 bits towards a mini, you know you can do so, sir. I mean, I'll happily accept them as a gift, but it's up to you. And so with that, the final box of the brick of Storm King's Thunder emerges from the wrap. And we cycle this one up and this one down. I have 2 Storm King's Thunder left right now, Diadems. Cap will be in after his game. Okay, Q-Tip. So the character is almost effectively made, right? Now we got to drop in our stats. We have our chassis. Now let's get the engine in. We're going to use the standard array, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8. I think dropping in the 15 in charisma, we want a charismatic first mate, and of course we want a charismatic sorcerer. I think this works out. For some survivability, I think dropping the 14 in dex is going to be useful. And we want him to be intelligent, so why don't we give him a 13 in intelligence? Oh, Diadems wants to kill the last 2 boxes? We will do so. In just a moment here. Now, let's see. We have someone... He's a fence. A spy. There's also other sailors aboard the ship. Not that he, you know, shouldn't be able to help pull a sail up. I think, though, we're going to give him a higher wisdom. Let's put our 12 here. Our 10 in constitution and our 8 in strength. Now, when we add our racial modifications here, that's going to be a 14 int. That's going to be a 15 dex. And that'll be a 17 charisma. Because we did not take any feats, we're going to get 4 stat bumps. Which is +2 to 1 ability or +1 to 2 abilities. First off, I think we can bring charisma and dex up a little bit here. All right?
do this and why don't you send a large mini totem here with this 32?
Oh, snap. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll work that out. We used our first ability. Now let's bring up his charisma, I suppose. So there's 2 of our 4. From there, maybe having a high intelligence would be good. 16. And given his social role, let's bring his wisdom up. He's much more of a face. You know, I thought Dex could work as well if we want to bring him up to an 18 Dex, and put his wisdom back down. I figured we could bump his wisdom up because if he's eyes and ears for the captain, having a higher wisdom for insight and stuff. But Diadem's Dex is a solid selection. I mean, really, we could have flipped a coin, I think. Cap, yes. I'll replay it here. That was yours.
If the $3 do this and why don't you send a large mini totem here with this 32?
Now, when you say a mini totem, what do you mean? A mini totem? Nerdolopedia got to take off for the night. Have a great stream. Nerdolopedia. Thank you. I'm glad that you had an awesome conclusion, and I always appreciate you stopping by. I look forward to seeing that food mage, and you know you all are always welcome here in our workshops, or if you stop by on Tuesday when we're playing. It's great to know you and to be able to work with y'all. Oh, you want the vinyl play, the grid, the vinyl grid, Captain? Okay, a battle mat or whatnot. Got it. You're fine. Don't worry about it. I'll make sure that gets snuck into your care package as well. Cap, it should be ready to go out on Monday, I want to say. It wasn't picked up in today's mail, so I can still get that figure and the map out. I can, like, repackage things for you. So your roommates, no one can open it? Okay. I'll address it as such, sir. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. -1, 3, 0, 3, 2, and 5. So we definitely have a pretty boy for a first mate here. Stealth is going to be an 8. Con is 0. 3's for almost, well, 3's for half. Half of the other is going to be 8. Wisdom 2. Insight's going to be a 7, though. And Charisma is 10, not 109. Well, I'm sorry, it's 10 for the proficient. There we go. Cap, you're fine. In our workshops, this is a chance for us to talk, to rate each other, to bring up experiences. If any of you want to create a little bit of hype and adopt some boxes, you know that you can do so anytime. You are absolutely fine, brother. This is a conversation. All right, passive perception is going to be a 12, 10 plus our perception modifier. And by the way, he's earned a name. So if you have a suggestion for our first mate. Now, obviously, if we're making the captain, Captain Milne here might suggest a particular name, but we're going to do the captain tomorrow. But if you have a name for this half-elf Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer, former spy, then you can throw one out there. Armor class, it's going to be 13 plus dex, so it's going to be 16, just naturally without armor because of his scales. Initiative's +3, because that's a dex check. Still interested in next Saturday? Oh yeah, you needed some feedback still, Cap. We'll talk about that. And I'll give you the feedback you're looking for. Con is 0, so that's going to cancel this out. This is going to be 60. So we're going to have 72 hit points. Yep, no problem, sir. And I do want to have that conversation with you. So anytime that I'm not available, it's because I'm not available. Not necessarily because I've forgotten about you. There's just a lot of things that I do when I'm not streaming as well, with the shop and other things. So please be patient. Light crossbows are dex-based. Daggers can be because they're finesse. So we have 1d4 plus 3 piercing. 1d8 plus 3 piercing. Our spell attacks are charisma-based, so we're proficient. I'd hope so. We get a +10 and an 18 to resist our spells. Because you had 8 to your spell attack modifier to get your save DC. Nice and easy. Spellcasting is charisma, and we are a sorcerer. We don't get a list of spells prepared because we get a list of spells that we know. Our save DC was 18, our attack bonus is +10, and we have Sorc points equal to 16. And we've used 0 of them. 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, and 1. And we had 6 cantrips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, what we'll do, at least not in this segment, we can do it after, because I'm going to be getting up and taking a short break here. Like, we'll pop your minis, diadems. And when we come back, we can take a break and go off of the words I said prior. You know, we'll make his spells reflect him, right? Especially as a sorcerer, your spells are very personal. So we'll want to make sure that we take spells that can be used carefully at a distance, or that can be used subtly to some effect. You know, so we're going to curate our spells based on that and the knowledge that we are a first mate aboard a ship, and we have certain duties that we must perform. So he's probably going to be having a lot of enchantment, which works also because he used to be a spy. So we don't even need to stress out a bunch or say, well, you know, when he leveled up, he just retrained his spells like you can, which you can do. It's something I don't always bring up when we're making a character, but it is under spellcasting here. You can retrain your non-cantrip spells when you level up, one at a time, and then you can even move them forward into a higher tier slot. So, all right, so yeah, we'll crack open your boxes here, diadems, and oh yeah, it's a nice DC. This guy is a specialist for sure. And we'll give him some spells.